Nice, and we're back again. I am Parker Glick, council member of Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities and the media coordinator with the Statewide Independent Living Council. And I am here this time with a new person, Dawn Alford. Dawn is a staff member of GCDD, and she's going to give you a little more information about what she does there.
Thank you, Parker. Hi, everyone. I am the Public Policy Director with the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities, and I am in charge of helping folks like yourself be able to come down to the Capitol and share your voice and your concerns with your elected officials. And that's what we're doing today down here at the Central Presbyterian Church, and we're about to head over to the Capitol and give our personal stories about why DD waivers are so important. So I just want to remind you that if you haven't done so already, you certainly want to check out the website with the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities, which is www.gcdd.org, and go to the section under Public Policy and check out all the many resources there. We have a one-pager for you on DD waivers that will be available shortly. And we also have a storytelling tool that I encourage you to check out that is where you can essentially have a template to follow to put your own story about why, what issues concern you for people with disabilities in the state of Georgia, and what you want your elected official to know. And this is a tool that you can then use when you come down to the Capitol to leave behind with your legislator. So I encourage you to check out those resources today if you've not done so already.
And so today's topic, as Dawn mentioned, are the DD waivers. So that's now in comp waivers through Medicaid. But what does that mean to you? Like, what are we asking for?
So the reason this is so important, Parker, is that for people with disabilities like myself, like so many of us, we rely on what's called home and community-based services to be able to live and work and participate fully in our communities. And for people with developmental disabilities in the state of Georgia, the Now and Comp waiver is the tool that we need to be able to do just that, to live in our communities. And right now in Georgia, the waiting list is over 8,500 people in Georgia. And so it's the longest waiting list out of all the home and community-based waivers. And so we want to encourage people to let their legislators know why people with disabilities want to be in their community. It's who of us wants to live in an institutional setting? I know I don't.
Nope, me neither.
And so we need these home and community-based waivers like the Now and Comp waiver for individuals with developmental disabilities to be able to go and do what everyone else does, go to church or synagogue or work or the grocery store. I mean, it's just people with disabilities just need some assistance to be independent, and that is what the Now and Comp waiver does for people with developmental disabilities in Georgia. So I do encourage you to share your personal story, whether it's you or a family member or just someone you know, a friend. Please call your elected official. Go to openstates.org. That's www.openstates.org. That is where you can put in your home address and find out who your state level representative and senator that represents you, and you can then call them, make an appointment with them, come down to the Gold Dome and share your story of why DD waivers are so important in your life.
Nice. And so you mentioned there are resources online, and so what other opportunities? You said calling, using the resources online. Are there any other opportunities that folks who cannot come down to the Dome to speak with their legislators, how would they be able to reach out?
That's a really great question. First of all, I do want to mention that if you go to the GCDD homepage, go under public policy. There is a link to register because this is just the first of 6 advocacy days. So even if you couldn't come down here today, there's other opportunities to come down to the Capitol. You can also go to the www.legis.ga.gov. That's the official homepage of the Georgia General Assembly, and look up their schedule for the session. And any day they're in session, you can come down to the Capitol and share your voice with your legislator. Call them and make an appointment. If you can't come down here, as Parker referenced, you can still be involved. You can make phone calls, you can tweet with them, and you can ask them to meet you in their district back home if you can't come to Atlanta. So there's multiple opportunities that people have to connect with their state legislators.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dawn, for coming through and answering a couple of my questions and chatting with the folks online. If you guys have any questions, how can anybody reach you?
That's a great question. You can call me at 404-805-9741. That is my direct line with GCDD, and you can also email me at dawn.dawn.alford@gcdd.ga.gov.
Thank you so much again and again and again. And thank you guys for tuning in. Stick around and we will probably do some more interviews later on today. I'm Parker and this was Dawn. Talk to you later.